So in today's video I'm going to be explaining the 15 million coin investment we've made into Team of the Weeks. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch for the cheapest trading guides out there for just £4, €4 or free with Amazon Prime. You'll receive daily trading and investing guides covering PlayStation, Xbox and PC with an array of methods covering all budgets. And I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million in multiple different FIFAs, and now for the last 4 years I've made 10 million coins in just the first month. So in today's video what we're going to be doing is we are going to be walking you guys through the 15 million coin investment that I've decided to go and do and put all my coins into Team of the Weeks. We'll explain why we're doing it, and we'll also explain what sort of specific players I am buying. So the reason that we've gone all in the Team of the Weeks is because EA's done something that wasn't really too predictable. Now, what that unpredictable thing is EA's back with just requiring Team of the Weeks for upgrades. Previously, EA, what they required was before Team of the Season, every single upgrade SBC, give or take, required Team of the Weeks. We then went into Team of the Season. EA actually adapted the SBCs to then require Team of the Weeks or Team of the Seasons. This happened as a result of EA literally taking, literally taking Team of the Weeks out of packs, because of course Team of the Weeks went out of packs to go and give us Team of the Seasons. So when we scroll back, we're looking at the 10x83. So the 10x83 traditionally always required a Team of the Week and an 83 rated squad. Well, what they did was they changed it up and they went a Team of the Week or a Team of the Season and an 83 rated squad. This then led us to believe that, and as a result Team of the Weeks obviously didn't rise for it. Well, this then led us to believe that EA aren't going to require only Team of the Weeks again, because if they've changed that SBC, why would they not change the features? Well, what they actually decided to do was they didn't. They literally have just going to re-release the SBC the exact same as what it was before Team of the Season, where it required one Team of the Week and an 83 rated. Well, as a result of everyone kind of being caught out by this, it means that Team of the Weeks weren't very heavily invested, and as a result of them not being very heavily invested, they're up a lot. But just because they're up a lot doesn't mean that I don't think they're going to keep going up. So we can see right here they went from 17k all the way there to 34k. They literally doubled. But I still think there is a lot of coins left on these cards, so that's why I've gone invested. We've gone invested 15 million coins, despite them all being inflated. Like, all the Team of the Weeks that I've gone and bought have all been, I don't think you can, yeah, there you go, 34, 35k. So we haven't been buying these Team of the Weeks at 17k because, again, it was really unpredictable. But now that we know we're going to get the Team of the Week, or now that we know that we've got this, we're now expecting a trend a little bit like what we had previously. So the last time that Team of the Weeks were needed when they weren't in packs, they started off at 28k and they ended all the way up there to 60k in just a matter of, from the Thursday all the way through to the Thursday. So in 7 days, the cards basically doubled in price. Now obviously the cards have already doubled in price, but I still think there is a lot of room for these cards to do well. And one of the reasons for that is because I think the cards are a lot rarer. So this is what happened last time they were needed. Now they basically dropped down to the Thursday. They then rose a little bit in the pre-hype, and before the upgrade SBC came out, they were about 29k. Well, after the upgrade SBC came out, they went from 29k to 39k, but they kept on rising and rising and rising through the week. Now, a lot of the cards actually capped out at quite a low price range. For example, this guy maxed out at 45k. That's because his maximum price range at the time would have been 45k. But if we go and look at someone with a bit of a better price range, for example, someone like Laporte, we can see that they didn't cap out at 45k. In fact, they capped out at about 60k. In fact, some cards did even better than this, and if I go and look at the likes of Ben White, we can see that, I believe Ben White even went up to like 75, 80k. Now again, it's showing 62k here, but I know he did get sales of 70k because I did have them myself. So as a result of them doing really well last time, we think hopefully they'll do really well this time. Now there's one main variable that's different from last time and this time, and that is that the tradable Team of the Week pack is repeatable on the Wednesday. Meaning if you want to play this very safe, you're just going to go and sell them after the 6 PM on the Tuesday. What I would say is the tradable Team of the Week pack is just going to supply one Team of the Week, whereas 3 are needed every day. And in that, as a result, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gamble that, do you know what, I don't think it's going to drop it much. Because I'm going to gamble that isn't going to drop it much, I'm just going to hold on to the cards and then I'll go and sell them on the Friday after 6 PM, because the Friday after 6 PM is the last day the SBC is repeatable before it expires. So again, the reason we think these cards can do really well is because 3 Team of the Weeks are needed every single day, all the way through to Friday after 6 PM, but they're not going to get supplied apart from one tradable Team of the Week. And as a result, they're favoured to do what they did last year, where they went up and up and up and up. Now, interestingly enough, there is actually a day-to-day trend. And what I mean by this is, not only can you actually go and buy Team of the Weeks right now and just hold on to them till Friday, but these cards actually fluctuate every single day to the point where there's actually really good profit buying loads of cards in the morning and then selling in the afternoon. Well, what do I mean by this? Well, if we go and look at yesterday, we can see that these cards peaked up about 35. Some of them even peaked up higher than like 36, 37. Well, they went all the way up there to 35, and then if we look, they went down there to 32. So what happens is normally these cards will peak about an hour or two after the SBC comes out, and then an hour or two after the SBC comes out, they'll then crash back down again. Down to around about 10 PM, and sometimes it can be very early hours of the morning. I mean, it's kind of, 10 PM I think will be your cheapest point, 10 PM through to midnight. And then what happens the following day is the cards then start to rise and rise and rise. Now, I don't think we've quite hit that point because I don't think we're quite close enough to 6 PM, but she's already been down at 33 and she's already verging on to 35k. It's kind of when we get closer to 6 PM is when you start seeing a really decent pre-hype. You then see the cards bang for 2 hours and then they go down. Now, every single day, these cards will go higher and higher and higher. This is kind of the trend of these cards. So the first day they're needed, they skyrocket, and then they go down a little bit. The second day, they then do even better, but they go down a bit. But the price they go down to isn't as low as last time. So, for example, on the first day of this SBC coming out, the Team Weeks was 17k, right? They're not going back down to 17k. They then went up there to 36k. Lovely. They then went down there to 32k. Lovely. They'll then go to a price higher than what they were the day before, probably up to around about 42k. Lovely. They'll then go back down to a price, again, higher than what they were, lower than what they were the evening before, but still going to be higher than that price. So they'll probably go down to like 36k. So you can see if you really want to be savvy with this, you can actually buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. And this is what happened all the way through last time. Now, again, do be aware, we do have the SBC being traded on the Wednesday, which is something that might throw this trend on the Wednesday or the Wednesday onwards. But this was basically the trend you could do every single day. It was just to go and basically buy the cards and then sell them in the evening. Buy them again like midnight, sell them 1 or 2 hours after 6 PM. But again, if you can't be asked, then they should end up around about 50, hopefully should end up around about 50, 60k by the end of the week, presuming the tradable team of the week pack doesn't do too much. Now, like I showed you earlier, not every team of the week is going to be necessarily as good as an investment as others. Because let's say we went and bought this team of the week right now at 35k. Well, we do get price range updates on a Tuesday, but if he doesn't get a good price range update on the Tuesday, you can buy him for 35k, and the most you can sell him for is 40. We've invested in players with 50k price ranges there, another person with 55k price range, 47k price ranges. So the lowest sort of price ranges that you're going to go and see when you go and do this is you're going to see players with 40, I think some even have as low as 37. But there are some cards that you can buy for as cheap as these cards at 37k price range, but will have a 60k price range. Meaning if these cards do really, really well, rather than only being able to make 10 or 4 or 5k a card, I could go in theory make 25k a card. And that's actually what happened last time. Like I was showing you, Ben White went up to 62k, but the team of the weeks that would have peaked up about 30, 40k. So what you want to do is you want to basically, I mean, personally I've invested in players with a 47.5 or higher price range. If you want to do it really good, you go 60k or higher. There's just way less players who are 60k higher than 45k and higher. 47k and higher, which means if I want to invest 15 million, it's a lot easier to invest 15 million if I go 47k price range and higher. So how have I gone and sourced these players? Well, how I've basically gone and sourced these players, I've basically gone team of the week, I've gone minimum buy now, 47,250. I then go maximum buy now that, I don't really care. And all I've done is I've just gone through the leagues one by one by one. Now currently when you're watching this video, they're about 35, 36. But it doesn't matter when you watch it, all you got to do is just buy them at whatever they're going for about 10 PM, presuming they dropped from what they, the trend is that they go up 6 PM through to 8 PM and then drop 10 PM. So presuming they dropped at 10 PM, you'd look at going and buying them for whatever they're going for on the market. So how I source the players to good price ranges is I just go through the leagues one by one by one and then throw some bids. So for example, if I'm bidding 34k right now, what I do is I'll go through and I'll bid 34k on that one. I'll go and bid 34k on anyone else. And on top of that, if there's any buy nows that pop up for 34k, for example, if that was 34 instead of 35, I'd go and buy that. I'll then move on to the next player and the next player and the next player. And that's all you got to do is just go through the leagues one by one by one, buying the players that have good price ranges. So even there's players like EAFC. EAFC, I think, has got a 60. She got the 60k price range, or is it only 50? 50k price range. But bear in mind, some only have 40. You can see that she's way better to go and pick up than someone with a low price range. So again, what I'm doing is I'm just going through the leagues one by one, looking for players that are popping up on this filter. Because if they're popping up on this filter, it means they've got a 47k price range or higher. And that's about it. So again, I've sourced the players via a mixture of both bidding and buying now. Here again is a bunch of players I bid on. Aubameyang's got a 65k price range. Raum, you'd be surprised some of the price ranges on these players. 55k. Sergio Ramos, I think, has a really good price range. So all I do is I go through them one by one, trying to win them on bids and buy nows. And if I can't be bothered doing that, I'll just hold till Friday. They're literally the two angles you can do with this. Now again, there is a risk that Wednesday's trade with Team of the Week pack does drop them. So if you want to play it safe, sell them after 6 PM on the Tuesday, and then maybe look at buying back on the Wednesday. But I'm not the most confident that they'll be that cheap on the Wednesday with the trade with Team of the Week pack, because again, it's applying 1, but the demand is 3. So I'm not that confident that it will really crash it that much. But yeah, that's going to be that. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.